Hi, I'm John and welcome back to my Lair of Action Figures, where I'll be talking and reviewing action figures from different manufacturers. Today we're going to be having a look at a figure that came out in 2025. This is, of course, Zandar, the brother of Zartan, and of course his sister Zarana. So this figure, like I said, 2025, so we're keeping up with the newer figures for the reviews out. As I said, it is number 146 in the G.I. Joe line, and the suggested retail price for this figure is €24.99 or €29.99. Of course, this is not a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, so if you're in the US, you can pick it up from any kind of merchant that you may be interested in. As you can see, of course, there's the one I have mint in box, and then you have a interesting picture of him at the gas station. As you can see, there's some few accessories in the background that are from Road Pig, so I guess they use the same diorama for Road Pig. There's a motorbike who might be interesting, would be cool to see if we get, and I find it very nice that they're putting some grape sodas. This is a big callback to the comic books because they have a tendency of eating a bit junk food. So now that we got talking about the box, let's see how the figure looks and what are my thoughts, and is this a collectible item? So of course we do have Zandar, we do have his spear gun, we have his backpack over here with some arrows in it who are not removable. Then we have two different kinds of blades over here that go into different parts, and we do have a pistol. Now all this is looks to be all new items. I don't know if I have already seen this knife somewhere. It looks like a bit of a dagger, something that I would have liked to see maybe with a Cobra Trooper, but I don't think that's the one that is given. But I haven't reviewed yet the new Cobra Trooper, the retro one. As you can see, there's some pretty good details on the backpack. It's a simple, and of course we do have over here the different blades, and we have the pistol. Now of course I would be doing normally a history about this figure, but I quickly wanted to get the weapons out of the patch over here. So up on the right side of the screen you're going to be seeing a picture that I have taken from yojo.com because sadly I haven't located my Zandar, nor do I have the box set that came out on the 25th anniversary line. So the original figure came out in 1986. The other figure came out in the box set in 2011. When I will be finding them, I will be posting some pictures on my Facebook group, so you can go and check it out over there. Now that we got the history out, let's dive into the figure himself. As you can see, the figure has a lot of, well, details on him. There's a lot of extra gear that goes around over here. This is not removable. This doesn't move, so as you can see, this makes it pretty hard. I like the idea of him getting this kind of pink scarf. He did have it in the 2011 version. I like the fact of getting a flak vest, even if it doesn't cover everything. The holster over here opens. As you can see, there's a lot of details going into it, even on the boots. I mean, the figure itself looks pretty neat. There's some tattoos over here, and he's not very much tattooed. Now, under here you will see that he does have the red marks. Those were on the figure also from 2011. So yeah, I mean, the figure looks pretty well and really goes well with the other Dreadnoughts that came out. So what are my final thoughts about this figure, and do I believe this is a collectible item? Now let's talk about the collectible part of this figure. Now personally, I do believe that this figure does have a certain collectible value. I do believe also that this figure will be coming out in the retro line due to the fact that it came out in 1986, so of course we might get a retro version. But the reason why I'm saying this is an interesting figure, especially for the people who are in Europe, sadly this figure is sold out on Hasbro Pulse website, and normally that's the only place where we can get it. Now I'm not going to be ordering any more of these figures over here. because I already have mine and I didn't wanted to order them due to the fact that the master cartons are now by 6. Now, if you are in Europe and you would like me to find you this figure, I can try to get it and grab it from the US and bring it back with some of my stuff. So just contact me. You can contact me through my Facebook page, or you can go directly and contact me through the email address who is in the description of this video. So here we're gearing up a little bit. So this is why I believe that this figure is a bit of a collectible item. For now, I would really pick him up. There's some kind of problems for Hasbro dishing out some of these figures. So when they've gone, a lot of people might be willing to pay. Maybe I've sold them on Walmart, I sold them in some other places between $28 to $36 a figure instead of the suggested retail price of $24.99. Now, let's talk about what are my final thoughts about this figure. I'm looking for words. So my final thoughts on this figure, I'm going to give this figure a 8 out of 10, or maybe even a 7 out of 10. The reason why I'm giving it such a low note, it's the fact that the body does not change of color. Now, if you have Zartan from the original line of the G.I. Joe Real American Hero line, you will know that Zandar, Zarana and Zartan have a change of color in the sun and become blue. Now, they didn't do that with the Zartan in the classified series, except one who was the exclusive, and that's the only one who changes of color. And the fact that you're not changing of color, I think it's a bit of a shame and something that needs to be corrected. Maybe they will correct it with the 25th anniversary line of the figure. I mean, 25th anniversary, I mean the retro line of the figure. I'm always thinking about the 25th anniversary figures, and I hope that they correct it and that the color will change. That would be a nice little gesture that Hasbro can do. So that's why for this figure is getting a 7 out of 10. So that's going to be it for my classified Zandar review. If you liked it, please leave a like, share, comment in the section. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. If you want to do any kind of videos, review any kind of products specific before I'm doing some other ones, you can also do it. Subscribe to the channel, that helps a lot. Go and check out my Facebook page. I have plenty of cool pictures over there. Also on my Instagram page, you will find the links in the description of this video. Until then, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!